Hey, this is attorney Rudy Vasquez, and just before the start of the day, today's July 22nd, still in COVID. Just a quick story. As I was getting ready to leave for work today, I got a call from one of my clients, and she asked me about her husband. Her husband is in BAMC Hospital here in San Antonio. He's got some health issues, very bad from his time in serving in the Vietnam War. He's a veteran. And a lot of my clients who serve like that have issues. I don't know if it's from Agent Orange or whatever they had out there. Anyway, she says that she can't go see him because of COVID. Obviously, he can't get out right now. And so the problem they're having, though, is he's already been there for several weeks. And she's having trouble getting into the bank accounts and some of his credit cards and things that have to be paid. They have some accounts that are joint and they have some accounts that are separate. And so they're telling her that they can't even deal with her on these banks and credit cards. So she's asking me about a power of attorney. You know, she really didn't know much about it, except that she knew that there was two types of powers of attorney. There's a medical power of attorney, and then there's a legal power of attorney. And they're not always in the same document. They're never in the same document that I would draft or write for you. But what those allow you to do is, if you follow the form properly and you do it the right way, you can go ahead and act as an agent for the other person, and you can get into these accounts. You can get into the bank account. You can send this over to whoever's dealing with you on any financial basis, and you're acting as an agent, and you're responsible to act for their benefit. So in this case, she asked if I could do one of those power of attorney, and I told her sure, but how are we going to get it in? Because a lot of times the hospitals will have a medical power of attorney. Some of them do, some of them don't. Some of them don't want to get involved in that, but some of them do give you a free medical power of attorney if you're there already. You can check with administration and see if they help you with that. But some of them, almost all of them I know, don't do any financial power of attorney because that's not really what they're there for. And so we were trying to figure out how to get it to him, and so one way we thought of was, well, we can mail it to him, and I think that she's going to get me the address for that. But then as we were talking, she said, well, I have a friend who works there as a nurse of some type, and I think I can get it to her, and maybe she can give it to him. So we're going to try that first and see if it works. Now, powers of attorney have to be notarized, and they have to be in proper form and properly executed. So, we don't know if he's going to be able to have a notary on staff. And secondly, there's a new form. It's not new, it's actually old. It's from the one of the laws that kind of got forwarded into what we're doing nowadays, and it was really an inmate's form that the jail inmates would use in place of an affidavit when they did their motions in the courts. And that's kind of spilled over now into a lot of what we do, and it's legally accepted in all Texas transactions except for maybe real estate. And the question is will whoever you give that power of attorney to accept it? A lot of these banks, even if a power of attorney is done correctly, their legal department may not accept your power of attorney. So I always say you can get a power of attorney. It's very helpful, but at the same time, it's not 100% foolproof. It's really up to the facility to accept it. So, it should work most of the time. It saves a lot of time and a lot of money. And so if you need to consider that you have a loved one that may go into the hospital for surgery, maybe currently sick, or is going to be out of the country, anything like that where you might need to get into their accounts, you ought to consider a power of attorney. They're very inexpensive. And, nowadays we can do them remote, which means we can send it to you by email. We even have remote notaries. You can even get, there's companies that might even set up the whole process for you, very inexpensive. So if you have questions, give me a call. We are doing a lot of this right now. And so hopefully you won't need it, but if you do, you need to know that, we know what we're doing and we can help you. Okay? Thanks a lot. God bless.